So Ethos is a restaurant that pays tribute to the Mediterranean. So this is in all aspects of the food, the interiors, the people. So we've taken more of the classic elements found all over the Mediterranean and brought it into more of a revitalized context and something that brings a bit more of a South African flavor to it.
Look, the target market is the young up-and-coming entrepreneur and executive. It is the old school. I would say we play in between those parameters. Would get somebody that would walk in and would say, wow, what a beautiful space. The space, the coloring, the softness, the energy of the place.
When Chris explained to me what the venue was going to be all about, the new venue, in terms of the aesthetics, the food, the extent of the planning that was involved, we really saw at that point in time that we needed something special, something that was, not ordinary, something that was going to really put Ethos on the map as a first in this industry within South Africa and potentially a first for Africa.
In every single corner there's something interesting to look at. That adds to our experience. Besides, of course, our food and our plating and our presentation and our flavors, that we are non-stop experimenting and learning and finding new trends. I had a guy sitting he invited me to sit on his table with the family, and he says, I like to sit here. He says, this music's so nice. Now, I've never had this. It's something we've learned also in this restaurant. I've never had that before in other restaurants, my previous restaurants. It is very important for people to sit in an environment and enjoying the music without understanding and without interfering with them, but enjoying being and sitting without knowing. So these are the type of experiences and the phrases we get from people. We get it often. Oh, the music is amazing. It's not the music, it's really how the music is presented. They can still talk, they can have a conversation, but they've got this softness and this beautiful sort of backup behind them.
We were contacted, or I was contacted by Pro Audio, and we were offered to start an installation in a restaurant. And the day we came to see the restaurant, we actually realized at what a bigger scale this is and the exclusiveness of this particular venue. And when we heard what we were going to be installing, the Sonance speaker range, and the Sonance speaker range they're quite popular in the US, not as much over here yet, but it is a beautiful experience we had installing the system and working with it. And the day we switched it on, we were all just blown away by the quality of the audio coming out of the system.
Justin from DJ Heaven told me about Chris and wanted to do a quote on a restaurant for Chris. So I met Chris and at his other restaurant, Ethos, and we discussed a few different brands. And when I told him about Sonance, he obviously read up about Sonance and decided that Sonance was the brand that he wanted to go with. And for me it was very exciting because it was going to be the first professional installation of Sonance in South Africa.
A lot of us as professional DJs play at venues similar to Ethos. So when it comes to the audio experience for patrons, we understand first and foremost that that's all part of the overall experience. And really for us it's important that we help venues like Ethos to get the proper experience for their patrons.
The speakers themselves are semi-invisible, so there's something when you're sitting here, you're hearing the music, but you don't actually know or see where it's coming from. So they don't deviate from any of the interiors or the whole environment, but it adds to it in its own way. So just like Ethos is more than a restaurant, Sonance is more than a speaker.